everyone, I am Val and I am here to talk about my first actual LARP experience. My first LARP was Convention of Thorns, which is a vampire LARP. If you want to know more about the setting, the story, what the actual LARP is all about, take a look at this video. I made it as my preparation video and I talk a little bit about everything I knew before actually going into the LARP. So take a look, and that should also answer the question about what the hell LARP is. Go ahead, I'll wait. Alright, let me start by saying that this video will probably end up being a little bit longer than my actual normal videos because I want to paint the full picture for someone who's never been to a LARP before, because at least myself, I had a lot of anxieties of not knowing what to expect. And so if I can help even one person not be anxious and actually just go to their first LARP and have this amazing experience that LARPing is, my job here is done. Now that that's out of the way, let me start talking about logistics. So the tickets for the LARP can go anywhere from 440 euros to 640 euros. The tickets include all meals, includes accommodation, and access to the LARP. That is a pretty good deal since you're actually staying in a village that is inside the castle walls. There are two ways of getting to the LARP. You can either take the train yourself, drive there if you live close by, whatever you want to do. Most people decide to take the bus. The bus is an extra 60 euro return, so it's there and back, and it picks you up from both major Berlin airports. And personally, I highly recommend the bus. So we just got here to the castle. We took the bus from Berlin. It was about 4 hours drive. And the bus ride was awesome. We did a lot of talking, a lot of plotting, and now we are here. The castle's right behind me, and the workshop starts soon. I am extremely excited and I can't wait to get started. The room I stayed in, I shared with two other girls, and we had a double room and a single room. So we had someone who stayed in the single room and two of us stayed in the double room. But the rooms are amazing and they were so spacious, and the beds were not the most comfortable thing ever, but you're so exhausted you don't even notice anyway. And the hotel is really nice, so it was totally worth the price that we ended up paying for the ticket for the accommodations that we got. The food was buffet style. There was plenty of food the entire time. You would have breakfast at 11 in the morning, you would have lunch at 1, you would have, coffee break at 4, you would have dinner at 6. There's just constantly food, and there was food available to you the entire time during the game. So if you needed a break and you just wanted some water or some wine or some actual food, they always had it available for you. So it is an amazing operation and they really take good care of you. You'll never be hungry, you'll never be thirsty, unless you get too into the game and forget to feed yourself or drink. That can be a problem. So we dropped our stuff at the room, we went to the restaurant, had lunch, and then we went to the castle. The castle itself is absolutely gorgeous, and I have some footage later on, but anyway, everyone was just awed by it. So the front part of the castle is an actual museum that has tourists going there during the daytime of the game. And the back part of the castle is completely private to us. You do see security guards every now and then, but that's about it, and never during game time. The first part were the workshops. The workshops are for basically covering all bases. You get started with the basic rules of the game, how powers work in the game, which specific powers to specific clans work. And then you go into separate rooms where they explain to smaller groups very specific things about everything from harassment to how to make sure someone is happy with the scene that you're in, to who to talk to if you're too emotionally connected with your character and you need a safe space and you need a break, what you do then, if you need to request a scene, if you need to request props, anything that you need, they talk you through this workshop. After, you go onto your clan rooms with your clan. In World of Darkness, the clans are basically your family. There's a lot of backstabbing in the clans mostly, but they are your core group. and you are going to be interacting with these people the most. So they do this like really extensive workshop where you can basically decide who in the clan has like more religious views, who is against specific politics, what kind of play are people looking for. So you have some time to even plot with your clan before you even get started and get to know the people that are going to be interacting with the most. And for me, that was so extremely helpful because there were characters and there were people that I had not talked to either on Facebook before or on the bus, and we had a lot in common. Our characters would definitely know each other and we had a lot of reasons to interact. And so having that time with my clan and having that time to get to know each other and how we could play together really helped me with my plots that I had later in the game. We finished off our workshops, we finished dinner, and then we finally went to get ready.
Just about to start walking into the castle right now. I'm so excited. My ginger vampire actually looks ginger.
We all met up outside the castle and we had a little out of character talk outside by Eden, who is the game master basically, and he explained to us that everyone was going to walk into this room, we are going to be out of character, we were going to close our eyes, there's going to be a speech, and when we open our eyes we would be in game. That experience, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, it's one of the most magical moments of my life, and it was just so amazing. The way that the narration starts is very similar to how the scenes, the settings are described in the White Wolf books, and if you ever played World of Darkness before, hearing that setting, it's just like, you really do feel like you're there because you are in this gorgeous room surrounded by all these people in this amazing costumes, amazing makeup, and with that narration pulling you to the setting, I can't explain how it is because it's just overwhelming in a very good way and amazing, and it's really hard to not get in character when that happens. And then at midnight the game started. We got upstairs into the main room of the game, which was this ballroom, and we had the great feast. Now, I won't spoil too much of the actual game, but the very beginning was actually, a feast where vampires were feasting on humans, and that was a little shocking as you were still like getting into character, and for me to have that be the first scene I've ever been in, but it was just the connection that everyone has with their characters from the very beginning. It's phenomenal and amazing. And my clan members pulled me in right away, and they made sure that I had things to do, and it was great. And you can see my outburst of love for everything that I saw and I felt on the first day in this little video, and excuse my face.
Hello. So I was going to make a video last night when I got in, but I completely forgot and I took off my makeup and that didn't happen. But I just wanted to quickly update before I go out for the day. It was amazing. It was so phenomenal. It was the best experience I've ever had, and I totally understand why people get so obsessed with it and want to do it all the time, because I can't even explain how intense and amazing it was. And I know that a lot of my experience is thanks to the clan that I'm in and to the people being super welcoming of me and helping me play and helping me get into the game. But it was so good. It was so good. I'm so happy. But off to the second day.
So the second day started, we had lunch and everything, and then we went back to the castle out of costume to have day play. They play are basically cutscenes, so you can choose to play a scene that happened either between scenes in the game, or you can choose to play a scene from your character's past to help you understand their mindset a little bit, to understand their background and why they are the way they are. You can also choose to play scenes with other characters, like do rituals and anything that is you're not gonna have time to do in the game, basically. Now, a lot of people love They Play. It really gives them that background that they are missing to connect with that character. Because it was my first experience, I didn't really know what to expect. Because we were out of costume, I had a much harder time connecting with the character in those scenes. So it was harder for me to play, and I don't think I got the most of it because I didn't really know what to expect. So I didn't really go back for the second round of They Play. I just went around and looked around the castle and went to get ready a little early, but I understand why they happen and I understand why people like them so much. I just didn't connect with that part of the game, which was absolutely fine because it's absolutely optional and you don't have to go if you don't want to. A lot of people just chose to sleep in because we had gotten about 4 hours of sleep the night before. After that, he was back to night play, which is the actual LARP, and the start of second night.
Night 2 starting soon, just as soon as the sun sets. So I just wanted to say hi. Everyone's starting to gather around the castle. Some players over there. For about half an hour, and then we'll be starting. It's gorgeous out here.
So the second night is actually the longest night that we play. The first night you play from midnight until about 4 in the morning. The second night you start about 6:30, 6:45, and you play until about 3:30, with optional bloodbath scenes. I'll explain that later after the 3:30 normal game time. The second night was just so busy and there was so much happening. I ran up and down those stairs of that castle so many times I could not feel my legs by 4 in the morning. But it was so great. My character started the night without much to do, and this is one of my favorite things about this game because my clanmates, they saw me just kind of like walking around, and they pulled me to the out of game area and they were like, hey, is there anything I can help you? Like, do you need anything to do? Do you need any storylines? Tell me and we'll get it done. And they did, and it was really, really great. Like, I would not have had the game I did without these amazing people pulling me to the game and helping me figure out what to do with my character and figure out where to go next to get a plot going. So it was really, really great. Then during the third day, we had a free day. There was some day play going, which, like I said, I didn't really know what to do with, so I didn't really go. And I went to explore the castle.
We have some free time now, so I came into the Tremere clan room to show you a little bit better in the light of day. This is where all of our meetings happen, all of the clan plotting, all of the nice backstabbing, when you're just kind of like, hey, I'm with you because you're my clan, but, you know, not really. So this is where it all happens. It's all set up for whatever things we need for rituals, because Tremere are really known for rituals, and it has very nice lighting, and of course just enough chairs for the pontifex. Just, you know, us low tier vampires, we can't really sit down during the meetings and have to stand up and, you know, very graceful. It's so much fun. I just wanted to show a little bit because personally I had no idea what it was going to be like when we got into the clan meetings, but it's, you just come into this room and you have all the discussions and listen to the elders talk, and they'll basically tell you what to do because you're Tremere.
Remember those bloodbaths that I said were optional? Yeah. So the fifth floor is the floor where it's all kind of like in construction, so you can really do anything you want in there as long as like getting the castle dirty and paint and fake blood and anything else that you want. So the fifth floor is designed for people who are okay with getting their clothes dirty and getting fake blood splattered on them. It's not for everyone. Personally, it didn't bother me, but I also didn't want to get like soaked in blood. So I only went there during like actual gameplay. By the way, there's a lot of gore and blood in the video, so that if that bothers you, it's all fake, but if that bothers you, you can skip ahead to this point in the video and you should be fine. Don't need to worry about it. Just skip ahead and be merry. Right. So I went there during the third day and I made some video. It is kind of creepy looking because, as you can see, it's all constructions and they do have like body parts hanging from the ceiling and pools of blood on the floor. And a lot of people choose to do that after gameplay because then you can just get dirty. You're not going to be in character anymore. You can go back to your hotel and take a shower. But when I say get dirty, like people get covered in blood head to toe in rituals. And it's actually a big part of the Vampire the Masquerade. There are a lot of rituals in the game, and doing them in real life, the ones I participated in, were super fun. Like, it really pulled me into the game. It made me feel like I was doing something and making something work, and it was just really, really fun to do. The blood itself is optional, so you can even go. I went to do a ritual on the fifth floor on the second night, and all the blood I got on myself was like a little drip on my wrist. So it's not really, you don't have to get drenched in blood. It's just part of the fun for some people, and you know, go and do your thing and have fun and get covered in blood. That's totally fine. So that was my experience. I feel like I've only told you about 10% of everything that I feel and everything that I've seen and everything that I experienced, but it's really hard to be able to just put it into words. Really, it was amazing, and I cannot wait for the next one in April, and I'm just so excited, and it's gonna be so good. I cannot wait to go. I do want to say though that Convention of Thorns is inspired by White Wolf's Word of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, and it's not an easy LARP to get into. It says on the website that it's okay for newbies to go to, but unless you really read up on it a lot, or you try to play a couple of games, of tabletop games before, or you were totally okay with being completely lost for the first few hours, it can be really, really hard, because even though I have played Word of Darkness before, I have played Werewolf, I have played Vampire, and I knew my clan specifically really, really well, there were points when I still like had to Google some things to understand what was going on. Of course, not during play, but you know, either go to the break room or to Google it during the day and get a better idea of what exactly we were going to do and what was happening. And it is not super easy to get into it if you don't have any familiarity with the world beforehand. So definitely recommend going only if you're either okay with like deep diving headfirst into something that you've never even heard of, or if you have some experience with Word of Darkness and you understand kind of what the nuances of this world are. But if you do, oh my god, just go, like, get your ticket for COT4 right now, because it's so good and people are so welcoming, and this is a community that I really, really, really want to be a part of. And one of the most magical things, I keep saying that, but one of the wonderful things that happened was after the game we had a debrief, and they asked, you know, who is this the first LARP ever? And there were maybe about 20 of us that raised our hands out of 200, which is a lot, like a lot more than what I expected. and they told us to come forward, and everyone clapped and he started like chanting one of us. I'm totally getting emotional just thinking about it. It was so great, and it's so hard to belong to a community as easily as I felt like I belonged into the LARPing community, and it made me really happy. So, review, do I really, like, yes, just go, do a LARP, ask me questions if you have any of them. I'm obviously, by no stretch of the imagination, an expert, but I just want to help as many people get into this as much as possible, because I think that there's so much in this hobby that can help you grow emotionally and personally, and just it's amazing, and I just want to do more and more and more. And if you want to see more about my LARP adventures and my geeky event adventures, just make sure you click on the little bell and subscribe below, and leave me comments and let me know what you thought of this video. If you want to see more, if you want to see the other clan rooms, if you have any questions, anything that you want to know, really, I am happy to help get anyone into this hobby if I can. Thank you, and see you soon.
So I actually got lost and I didn't know where I'm supposed to go. Everyone's still outside, so I'm just exploring the castle a little bit, you know. We're lost in a castle, might as well.